As usual, I gotta wait to make sure it's recording. Okay. Hopefully I'll get through this review before the damn mount falls off. I might be doing reviews a different way after this. I gotta redo my mount. So it's bouncing now. Okay. This is 1993 Needful Things. Let me give you a history of this movie before I go into the review. Alright, 2 movies were made in 1993. Both Stephen King. This one, Needful Things, and The Dark Half, also Stephen King. Now the tie-ins are, in this movie, you can't figure out, the bad guy in this movie, Leland Gaunt, is confused why he can't read Pangborn. That's the sheriff. I'll tell you why. Now I told you this was 2 books by Stephen King. Now, one thing, this is one of my favorite Stephen King books that they made into a movie because it's close to the book. Okay, now, he can't get a read on Alan Pangborn because Alan Pangborn was in The Dark Half. The movies were both made the same year, 1993. But the stories are, The Dark Half, what happened to him, the sheriff, Pangborn in The Dark Half, is what made him the way he was in Needful Things, to where Leland Gaunt can't figure out what's up with him and everything. But like I said, The Dark Half, another good movie. I'll put a picture of something. But The Dark Half is before this. He moves from there and he goes to this place. This is when he runs the door with shit. Now, if you watch the movie, you'll see that Alan Pangborn, the sheriff, he busts into Leland Gaunt's room and he sees everything. Leland Gaunt is another Stephen King character who is a bad guy, like the Dark Man from The Stand. He's another bad guy. Leland Gaunt is a character who was put on Earth to cause chaos. I'm sure if this movie would have been made after, they would have talked about 9/11. Because everything that happened in the past that was disastrous, when he busts into his room, he sees everything that happened in the past, all the disasters that happened. And Leland Gaunt took the newspaper clippings and he kept them. So that's how Alan Pangborn knows. And he ties it all together. Now let me go to About. This movie is so close to the book. What Leland Gaunt does, he pits people against each other. Like Nettie Cobb is a character, and she don't get along with, I forget the name, another character. So he pits them 2 together. He also pits was he Catholic? 2 religious people, a Catholic, a Baptist. He pits them 2 against each other. So the whole movie is about Needful Things. When you go into his store, you see something, and for some reason, they just gotta have it. They just gotta have it. But the only way you're going to get it, you have to pull a prank on somebody else in the town. So people keep coming in, and they keep finding their needful thing. They just gotta have it. They just gotta have it. And the only way you can get it is you have to pull a prank on somebody else in the town. Let me tell you something. The director of this movie must have loved this book, because it gets chaotic, it gets crazy. People are being pit against each other and pulling pranks and all kind of shit. And towards the end of the book, he got so many people against each other at the end of the book. When you're in the center of the town, before it goes off, you see all the chaos that he brought to that town. and all the shit that he does to get people to go against each other. It's crazy. This book and the movie is excellent. And you can't kill him. He talks to another character, and he starts telling him about things that happened in the past. And he said he brings in Jesus. Nice young fellow. Terrible what happened to him. That tells you how far back he goes. He's always been here. He is the, what's the word? Personification of disasters, I guess you would say, of evil. He's the one that caused everything that happened in the past. Like if 9/11 was now, he's the reason for it. It's always, you look through history, everything that happened in history, when he's looking through the newspaper, Leland Gaunt kept everything that he could keep. That they made newspaper clippings of. You know, they couldn't go back to Jesus and have newspaper clippings for that. But whatever he had from the past that he was able to make a newspaper clipping, he had it. And that's how Sheriff Pangborn was able to get he tied everything together. And he tried to get him, but like I said, I guess because of what Alan Pangborn went through in the dark half, Leland Gaunt couldn't get to him. And I guess that's why, that's the tie-in with them two movies. He couldn't get to him. Something happened in Alan Pangborn's past that Leland couldn't crack. They never say it. But, the chaos, and there's certain things in the movie that tells you how old Leland Gaunt is. Like, they show his teeth, they show his fingers, they look like, it's excellent. Stephen King, I wasn't really going, I try to keep Stephen King out of my fucking movies to talk about, but I saw this and I said, it's fresh in my mind. I just finished seeing it. I got to talk about it. And I'm sorry if I'm bouncing up and down. This will probably be my last video with a mount until I get it fixed, but I see it's bouncing. I'm excited. Everything Stephen King, I'm excited about. There's so many Stephen King books are tied into each other. And they got a lot of stars. Like this, the deputy in this is in The Stand. They got a lot of stars that I guess everybody was like at one point, I got to be in the Stephen King movie. But there are a lot of stars that have been in 2 or 3 Stephen King movies. It's excellent. If you haven't seen it, you have to watch it. Like I said, it's close to the book. One of the things they don't talk about is the tie-in with, I forget her name, the female that's sitting in the bar and she got on the Elvis glasses. The book talks about why she wanted them glasses. But everything you see, a person had to have that needful thing. And it was always in his store. As soon as they walk in, bam. And they also, to me, show how nasty, I don't know if it's the Baptist church or the Catholic church, how nasty they are. Because that pastor, or what his position, he was attracted to that. Even though he didn't get that, he was attracted to that. So, yes, this is something you have to see. But I would watch the dark half first, then watch Needful Things, so you get a better understanding of what Sheriff Pangborn went through in the dark half, which is another excellent one. I guess I should have did that before this, but I had to do this while I was fresh in my memory. And I saw the dark half like last week before that. I don't talk about it, but I watch a lot of Stephen King stuff, always. But my head's fucked up, so I gotta keep it fresh in my memory. But yeah. And when I go back to 100% reading books, I'm gonna start reading my books back because it's good for the memory, and start, tell you something. Excellent. This is one of the movies that are close to the book. One or two little things that's not like the book, but everything else is like the book. So y'all need to check this out and let me know what y'all think about it. Alright? As always, I love y'all. Y'all be safe. I made it through this. The mount's about to fall off. I made it through this before the mount fell off. So the next couple of videos, until I get this fixed, it'll probably just be pictures. Alright? As always, I love y'all. Y'all be safe.